Hello everyone, I am Dr. Bhavna Joshi. I will be taking the subject childhood and growing up. So in the series of the lecture, today we will be studying about the topic stages of development, and we will be focusing on the stage early childhood. This topic is in your subject childhood and growing up, B.Ed semester 1. This is in unit 1. So let's start. So today we will be discussing about the stage 2. We have already discussed the stage 1, that is infancy. Today we will be discussing about the stage early childhood. We will be seeing the physical development, intellectual development, emotional development, social development, language development of the early childhood child. And we will be focusing upon the educational implication of this early childhood stage also. So now let's start. So early childhood, when we talk about early childhood, any child who is 3 years old to 7 years of age, that child comes in this category, early childhood, 3 to 7 years. So the physical development of the child who is in this childhood, early childhood stage, the physical growth is slow during the 5 and 7 years of age. Usually from the 3 to 5 years, the growth is rapid, and then it slows down when the child comes to the age of uh, 5 to 7 years. Now, at the end of the stage, usually the height of the child is 3 feet 6 and 6 inches. Body proportion changes markedly. The weight of the child increases. Motor skills are refined at this stage. That means he's able to acquire competency in motor skills, like he can walk easily, he can jump, he can climb, he can do cycling, he can throw ball, he can do skipping. All these type of activities which require motor skills, he is able to do it. Then children demonstrate very good control over pencil, crayon and scissor. This is the age when the child starts the schooling also. He goes to preschool, nursery, KG. So the motor development is there, so the child is able to hold pencil, crayons and scissor easily. He is able to work with these things. Then the child at this stage is able to do specific work, like he is able to self feed himself, he is able to eat by his own, he is able to dress up on his own, he is able to take bath on his own, do brushing of hair on his own. So on the whole, you can say that this is the stage of being independent. Now the next development is language development. The early childhood stage is usually called as the chatterbox age also, because the child is able to speak, and he's so much curious about things, he has so much to say, he has so much to ask. So usually this stage is called as a chatterbox age. And during this age, there is a very strong motivation in the child. He wants to learn to speak, he wants to express his views, he want to express what he feels. So there is a very strong motivation to learn language. Then usually at this stage, the child masters in few tasks, like he masters in pronunciation of specific words, he masters in building up the vocabulary, his own vocabulary. So this is about the language development. Now the next development is the emotional development. Emotions, as such, this stage, the child is highly emotional. He expresses his anger, his fear, his jealousy, his curiosity, his envy, his joy, his grief, his affection. Every type of emotion this child is able to express at this stage. The most common cause of anger at this young children stage is the conflict between over the playthings, like he's not able to share his toys with the other child. So that is a cause of anger. He's he gets angry, he cries when his wishes are not fulfilled. That is a way to express his dissatisfaction. If he's, if he has a fight with other child, then again that anger, that cry, that emotion outburst is there. Same way, children express their anger tantrums, anger through temper tantrums. They cry, they scream, they stamp their feet, they start jumping or kicking things. This is the way how a child expresses his anger. Then the another emotion which is very common at this stage is fear. Usually the child gets very fearful with insects and all. Then young children become jealous also. It could be due to parents interest or attention which is shifting to the other child or other member of the family. You can say a new sibling. So usually the child expresses his jealous emotion also. Another emotion which is very common at this stage is affection. Young children learn to love the things, the people around them, their pet or their toy. They're very much affectionate towards these things. They're affectionate to non-living things also, their toys, their objects, which they give them pleasure, which they give them happiness. So they are very attached to these things also. They express their emotions by kissing, hugging. These are the ways they express their emotions. So this is about the emotional development. Next comes the social development. At this stage, this is the time at the 3 years of age when the child starts his preschooling. So the foundation of socialization, which was led by the family and neighborhood, now it goes on to the preschool. The child develops his social qualities in his family, social environment. Now the social environment is expanding beyond home also. He has to socialize with his classmates in school. He has to talk to his teachers also. Now he develops friendship with other children at this stage. It could be in neighborhood also, it could be in his school also. At this particular stage, there is no discrimination regarding sexes. So it is very common that a boy is playing with a girl and a girl is playing with a boy. At this stage, he's able to know about various things like teasing the other child, imitating the behavior of the other person, quarreling, having sympathy, sharing his toys, and cooperation. So next comes the intellectual development. At this stage, child begins to form concepts of physical and social reality. He develops perception of, size, shape, color, time, distance. At this particular time, I have lunch. At this particular time, I have dinner. This is the size of the ball, or this is the shape of the ball. So he develops all the perception at this stage. Memory increases at a very rapid speed. Child can learn by rote memorization, as well as when you will explain things to him, he will be able to express that also. Creativity develops in the child and imaginations begin to grow. They have an imaginary world. You must have seen these children playing with their toy, having a story of their own, expressing that imagination with the other a fellow member or their parent. Thinking and reasoning develop. They have some in relation to the concrete material. Imagination is there, abstract thinking is there, but at the same time, they have that thinking and reasoning capability also. So concrete concepts are also forming at this stage. Span of attention increases from 7 minutes to 20 minutes, and interest in exploring the environmental increases. Whatever is happening in the environment, the child is very much interested in knowing about new things. Like a child seeing his shadow, and he wants to know how this is forming, what is it, how this is forming, how this is working. So the child is now able to use symbols in language. They are able to draw symbolic play. They are able to engage in problem solving activities. They are able to, problem solving activities like puzzles, building blocks. They are able to do that. Curiosity is very high. It increases at this stage. So children ask questions about the environment, about the surrounding in which the child is living. Now let's discuss the educational implications of this stage. The first educational implication is to provide a healthy environment to the child. It is very important to provide a healthy and secure environment to the child. Freedom should be given to him for a balanced development of his personality. This we have discussed in the infancy stage also, to give a healthy and secure environment. The second point is that at this stage, child expects everyone should love him. So the family members needs to be affectionate, caring, sympathetic towards the child. If you want to explain something, if you want to say no to something to the child, it is important to explain their things affectionately and give example to the child. The child will surely understand. Third is satisfaction of curiosity. At this stage, as we have already studied, that curiosity is at the highest. And this stage is also called as a chatterbox stage. So curiosity is at the peak. So it is very important to satisfy their curiosity. They have so many questions. They have started speaking. They will want to know who, why, when, how. They have so many questions. So either they ask these questions to their family members, their parents, or to the teachers. So it is the responsibility of both the family members and the teachers to satisfy the curiosity of the child. If you are satisfying the curiosity, automatically there will be a positive development in the personality of the child. And if you are just trashing the child and saying no, you have so many questions, I don't want to answer it, so automatically it will have a negative impact on his personality. The next point is the parents and teachers should encourage them to be self-sufficient. As we have already studied in the physical development, that they are able to eat now, they are able to dress, they are able to take bath, they are able to brush their hairs. So it is very important that parents and teachers should encourage them to be self-sufficient and not dependent on them. Next is education may be imparted to the children for all-round development. This is the stage when the child starts his or her schooling. So Montessori method or kindergarten method and playway method, either of these, the education should be started at this stage. Next is the teacher should keep in view that there is a definite relationship between maturation and learning. That means the teacher should keep in view that unless and until the child is able to learn in a particular activity, he should not be forced. That means the child should be ready. There should be readiness to learn. If he is not ready to learn, he should not be forced to do it. Next is parents and teachers should encourage children and reward them occasionally for their good habits. If they are doing something good, you can encourage them by saying very good, or you can reward them by a toffee or a chocolate or anything which they like. It will give a boost to them to do good, to behave in a good manner. Punishment should be avoided as far as possible because they are very small, and punishment is not the answer for every problem. Children at this stage are interested in stories and multicolored pictures. So whatever books you are buying for the child, it is very important to have, to colorful books. Good books should be provided to them. That means having good stories, good morals, so that they can learn new things about things on their own. The last point is children must be provided scope to do activities in groups so that it will help in their social development. So to improve their social development, activities should be designed so that they are doing those activities in groups, or parents should take care that to take their child to the park, and so that the child can play with his friends, and he knows how to work or play in group. That is very important for their social development. So this was about the early childhood stage. I hope you all understood about the various aspects of development and the education implication also. So thank you very much. Next, we will study about the later childhood stage in the next lecture. Thank you.